Hello and welcome to our Nigerian viewers and viewers across the world. This is Lunchtime Politics, where we dissect issues of national interest. We also unpack some of your biggest political stories. Let's check out our radar this hour. Former Anambra State Governor Peter Obi and his Kano State counterpart Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso formally joined the Nigeria Democratic Congress (NDC). Taraba State's Governor Agbokefas directs leaders and stakeholders of the APC to produce consensus candidates for all elective positions ahead of the state primaries. Many thanks indeed for joining us. Wherever you're watching from around the world, we are live from our global headquarters here in Lagos, Nigeria. I am Kelly Egiga. Over the weekend, the political temperature just hit a boiling point. At the moment when alliances are shifting and loyalties are being tested, two of Nigeria's most influential political heavyweights, Mr. Peter Obi and Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, have stepped into a conversation that could redefine the nation's democratic landscape. Their engagement with the NDC signals more than just a meeting of minds. It hints at strategy, ambitions, and a possible realignment that many Nigerians didn't see coming. But for us here as journalists, we're asking, what does this mean for the future of opposition politics? Is this the beginning of a formidable coalition or just another chapter in Nigeria's ever-evolving political drama? That's our focus on the show this hour. But let's walk you through some of these stories, as Mr. Peter Obi didn't just leave his supporters guessing for too long about his next political move, as he announced his membership of the NDC alongside the former presidential candidates of the NNPP, Rabiu Kwankwaso. The announcement was made after the two leaders held a closed-door consultative meeting with the party's national leader, former Bayelsa Governor Senator Sarake Dixon, lasting over an hour. Historic moment indeed, some would say. Let's unpack and dissect all of this hour. We are joined by the National Coordinator of the Obedience Movement, Mr. Yunusai Tanko, who joins us virtually from the city of Kano. Mr. Tanko, it's good to see you. I'm not sure how excited you must be at this time, but many questions are begging for answers. Mr. Tanko, perhaps I'll begin with the fact that Mr. Peter Obi leaving the ADC barely after 8 weeks of registering with the party. There are those who say that Mr. Obi is perhaps afraid of competing with other candidates in the primaries. In fact, some believe that he just wants a party like the Labour Party where he can get the ticket on a platter of gold.
First of all, it's the other way around.
How so?
Those who have been trying to gag him and ensure that he didn't get any ticket are the ones that are actually afraid. Let me use this opportunity to congratulate Nigerians for the dogged fight and the consistency and courage that is being shown by His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi. The truth about it is that you remember that we've been making statements that they are trying to ensure that he doesn't get ticket to run. And he kept on saying that by the grace of God, he will be on the forefront burner of running for election. And it will come to pass in the next few weeks by the grace of God. The truth about it is that the ADC itself is a political party that His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi have tremendous respect for, especially the leaders in the ADC. But events, especially from the Supreme Court, indicated clearly that there is a booby trap being put on his road to having that particular ticket. Let me give an example, or elucidate and amplify as the case may be. We have less than 5 days, or 5 days accurately, to meet up the direct judgment of the Supreme Court. We say we should go back to the Federal High Court. And going back to the Federal High Court means that the Federal High Court would adjudicate on the matter. And when it adjudicates on the matter, whether we win or lose, those one will now take us to the appeal court. Whether we win or lose, those one will now take us again to the Supreme Court. And all of these things must be done in 5 days. I'm not a lawyer, but critical mind thinking tells you that this is not possible. So that way, you will be facing litigation all through. You will not even have the case room to even contest election or prepare for it. So those are the booby traps that we escaped from. And I've also seen or heard that people are saying that Peter Obi said that they are toxic and the political terrain or the ADC is toxic. No, it's not true. What Peter Obi said was this, that the political course in Nigeria as of today is toxic, and you can attest to it. He was a Labour Party, they infiltrated him. They left for ADC, they infiltrated him. Now he's moving because the Nigerian people
Mr. Tanko,
alternative contestant.
Mr. Tanko, I wonder who exactly are those infiltrating the parties from Labour Party to ADC and now the NDC? Who are those you refer to as there?
Very clearly the government. We've seen pictures of former chairman of the Labour Party with the person's government. You've seen it publicly. We've also seen the hands of the government in the hands of our judiciary, not giving room to clear adjudication and manipulation of terms in order to deny Mr. Peter Obi the opportunity to run for election. These are very clear terms. You don't need a soothsayer to tell you. So
all right.
We have made it clear that the government has a hand in every of the political parties.
Mr. Tanko, I'm sort of surprised you're saying this because other leaders of the ADC have not left the ADC complaining about that alleged infiltration, which you have mentioned. But what I know is that under the Electoral Act 2026, which was recently amended, it strictly prohibits to participate in the primary elections of more than one political party and for the same election cycle. And for some people, they think that this is perhaps convenience for Mr. Peter Obi. Is that correct?
No, it's not. The Electoral Act says that you cannot run for election with two parties. You have the right within the same political party B and ensure that you delete your registration from the other party that you are not contesting election in. Very clear.
Yeah.
So therefore, we have not contravened the position of the law in any way. And for some of our leaders who have not moved or they have not taken a decision as regard to the situation in the party at the moment, may have to think twice, because you go into an election with litigation on your head. From the graveyard of information that I have, the ADC party had close to about 13 litigation issues on its head. 13. Some may ask me, why didn't you know of this before we joined the party? Of course we knew, and we made position into it so that it can be corrected. But it is very clear, in order not to allow us to deal with the problems gradually, they compounded it again by the Supreme Court judgment. And you are also aware that the chairman of the political party itself inflicting another pain on the leadership, saying that every of the congresses, the primaries and the congresses that was already held before, is null and void. So in that case, where do you start from? So we just have to face the truth. The challenges ahead of us, we know it's not the handmaking of probably the political party themselves, but some people are already infiltrating that political party.
Let's stay with that alleged infiltration. It happened with the Labour Party. It happened with the ADC. What are the chances that we will not see that as an excuse again with the NDC for Mr. Peter Obi and his supporters?
Because it's time-bound. We have less than 5 days to deal with the issues. Even this political party that we are in, there's also allegation that they have a court case. But the fact is that the court case, which His Excellency Shiraki Dixon said yesterday, he said they don't have any litigation. And even if there was any litigation at a particular time, it is status bar at the moment. So they have a clean slate, at least a better clean slate to deal with issues than the compounded one in the ADC. These are people. We are all opposition. We're just saying the truth as it is, so that everybody will align and know the reality. Because if we remain there, His Excellency will not even have an opportunity, or any other person, based on the verifiable fact, will not even have a political party to run for elections.
Mr. Tanko, so many questions indeed to throw at you. Before I get to ask you maybe perhaps more questions around Mr. Peter B's credibility, there's the question as to the relationship that Mr. Peter B shares with Atiku Abubakar and Rabiu Kwankwaso. We'll come to that in just a moment. But let me also ask you if perhaps you see the possibility of more defections out of the ADC in the coming days and weeks. Perhaps you can mention some of those names you think would leave as well, leave the ADC as well. I wonder if you think the likes of David Mark would leave the ADC for NDC. Ralph Aregbesola, former governor of Rivers State as well, and Transport Minister Rotimi Amechi.
Well, let me say this. There's an excellent relationship between His Excellency Atiku Abubakar and Senator David Mark and all leaders of the ADC. We have a very, in fact, Peter Obi hold them in the highest esteem. Whether people will decide to run for election under other political party is already there for you to see. If you have an intention of running for for an office, you must do that within the next 5 days. And you must run under a political party. We don't have an independent political party or independent candidate. So the choice is for individuals who really want to run. For us, we are interested in saving democracy. Yeah. And if we do not engage, then it will end up having a one-party state and one individual running for election. And that is not the democracy that we want.
All right. So I wonder perhaps what you think and would react or respond to those who, when they look at Mr. Peter B's political history, from ABGA to the People's Democratic Party, to Labour Party, to the ADC, and now the NDC, that those who question his credibility, that those who question his integrity. What's your response to that?
I've been in politics for years. I started at a very tender young age.
I mean, I remember 2019 presidential aspirants for one of the parties.
I was a candidate. I was not even the aspirant. I was a candidate. I ran that election and I campaigned. You can check the record. I've never seen a candidate that can hold millions of people and move with them en masse from party A to party B or party C, and yet they remain unshaken. That is the quality of Mr. Peter Obi. That's to tell you that people find so much quality in him, and they know he has the capacity. And they knew that his movement is not because of his personal interest. It is because he's been forced to. And the people have made it a pledge that wherever he goes, they go with him. I am one inclusive. So that is an issue for you to go. In fact, the researchers need to go and do a kind of a thesis and research on this particular issue. How come is he being able to move millions of people? As of today, I was just hearing, it's verifiable, that the NDC registration has reached 10 million people. I'm not confirmed it. So within a short period of time, that's to tell you how
on the streets of social media, on the streets of social media, X precisely, early hours of this morning, I saw 6 million, but it's not been confirmed, Mr. Tanko. So let's
even imagine 6 million within a party that was just registered within a short period of time.
Does he have that spread? Does he have that spread up north where you are, in Kano State, Jigawa, Sokoto, and perhaps that's where Kwankwaso comes in?
Oh, exactly. Now, in 2023, Peter Obi's name was not even mentioned. Before I took over as the coordinator of the obedient movement, this is not giving credit to me. I'm not giving credit to the quality of the man himself. Now, Peter Obi has been able to connect with the younger generation on the streets, the Almajiris, the aged person, the younger generation, the youth. Did you see the new track that I produced? You know, I was once a DJ, I produced a song. It was sung by a Katsina boy, a Hausa boy. Before, you can't see that, but it's happening. That's to tell you there's a shift. from the old order to a new order. A lot of young boys and girls are tilting towards Mr. Peter Obi. And to crown it all, we now have His Excellency Engineer Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, who is working closely with him. In Kano, my own state, I just received a group called Peter Obi for President. They have structures in 19 states of the north. These are Hausas, these are Northerners. And they said they have made it point duty that they are going to support Mr. Peter Obi. Let me even ice it again. A group of intellectuals and lecturers from the very, very cradle of knowledge in the Ahmadu Bello University have formed a group. These are lecturers, professors, who are leaders in the northern part of Nigeria, have made it a point of duty that they are going to support the candidature, and they are making it public. So you see, it is not about religion anymore. It's not about tribe anymore. It's about credibility, competence, character, capacity, and then compassion, which exemplify and exalt the name of Peter Gregory Nwabusi Obi.
Mr. Tanko, I wonder perhaps what is in there for Mr. Kwankwaso and his movements, the Kwankwasia movements. It's a fantastic alliance, some would say. But for Kwankwaso, is he just playing the long 4-year game waiting for his turn? Mr. Peter Obi has promised to do just a single term. But that is a narrative, a rhetoric that we also had the former president, who is late, God bless his soul, President Muhammadu Buhari, promised a single term as well. So I wonder perhaps if anyone can believe that promise, given perhaps the track record of the average Nigerian politician.
Well, a Peter Obi is a tapanadu person, as the Edo people would say. What I mean, he does what he promised. When you promise things, he does it. Let's even assume or agree that yes, Engineer Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso is playing the card of 4 years so that he can take over. Great. We've not written that 4 years, yes. But the truth about it is that there's a credibility in the system. Both two gentlemen are very interested in education, which is paramount to us in the North. They are interested in human capital development, both of them, which is paramount to us in the North. They are interested in security of the northern part, which is very important to us. They are interested in making sure that Nigerians are being viewed country in the eye of the whole world. And then finally, the most important thing is that the unity of the country is most important. You are now having a presidential candidate from the southeastern state with all the issues that are happening under the civil war and all. Now you are now having a core northerner from Kano also supporting him to become his vice. That speaks in volume. And that should be
sports, Mr. Tanko.
Word for everybody. We need to unite Nigeria.
Let me put you on the spot. I know you do not speak for the ADC and His Excellency, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, but I wonder where all of this leaves Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, so long as 2027 is concerned.
Well, like I said, politics needs all hands to be on deck. His Excellency will hold him in the highest.
Mr. Tanko, it looks like the network is probably having their say, but let's see if we can have your visuals back with us so we can continue that conversation, because we do have some part of your audio, but it's not really very clear. Mr. Yunusa Tanko.
Can you hear me?
Okay, we can hear you now. Perhaps we can continue with that conversation with you. I was asking, where does all of this leave His Excellency Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, the former vice president, who currently, some say that the ADC perhaps is going to do his bidding. Mr. Tanko, again,
like I said, we hold him in the highest regard. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes,
Hello?
yes. You can just land on your thoughts, please.
Like I said, we hold him in highest level of respect because he's our father, he's our leader, And then we know that at this point, we expect those who want to rescue Nigeria from the circle of poverty and decay in the system will join hands with us so that we can fight for the emancipation of Nigeria. And I know with these two gentlemen, a lot can be achieved in 4 years.
Mm. Because you served as chairman of the Inter-Party Advisory Council in 2015, what kind of elections do you think would play out in 2027?
Quite honestly, it will be Nigerians against the APC because they have suffered a lot. A lot of Nigeria, as we speak, cannot afford to eat 1 or 2 square meals. A lot of Nigerians, as we speak, are afraid to go to their farms. A lot of Nigerians, as we speak, cannot afford to pay the school fees of their children. A lot of Nigerians, as we speak, cannot even, for communication, they're finding it difficult. A lot of Nigerians, as we speak, their businesses has crumbled because of the heavy taxation in the system. And yet, we are borrowing so much money, not for production, but for consumption. How do a country go in that? So, when they look back at their kitchen, they look at the situation and know that this country is draining and going down on a continuous basis. Unfortunately, the government of the day do not really care. So that is the reason why they have to go all out to ensure they correct the situation by their votes. And they run away from Maggi, macaroni.
We have to leave it here. We have to leave it here. Mr. Unisa Tanko, Nigerian politician, national coordinator, obedient. Yeah, amen. Thank you so much, national coordinator, obedient movement. Thank you indeed, Mr. Unisa Tanko. Thank you for your time and insights on the program. All right, let's take you to Taraba State, where Governor Agbukefas has directed all leaders in the states to return to their constituencies, consult, and return with one consensus aspirant per position within the next 5 days. The governor disclosed this when he held a critical meeting with APC stakeholders at the government house to decide on the mode of primary elections ahead of the 2027 polls.
At this point, I want to make a very important appeal and also give direction. All leaders here should return to their respective zones, consult widely, engage your people, and within the next 5 days, come back with one consensus aspirant per position or one candidate per position. Above all, we must keep the hope of our people alive, the hope of Taraba State, the hope of Nigeria. As we deliberate on the mode of primaries today, I urge us to choose a path that promotes. Let us leave this meeting more united than we came. Let us support one another. Let us build our party. And let us continue to make Taraba State great.
Let's cross over to Adamawa State now, where Umar Finteri has reaffirmed his commitment to public service, pledging to build on the achievements of his administration as a response to calls for him to contest for the northern senatorial seat. The governor made this known in Mubi while addressing APC stakeholders from the zone, was urging him to represent them at the National Assembly. Away from Adamawa State, the governorship aspirant here in Lagos on the platform of the All Progressives Congress, Samuel Ajose, has been having strategic engagement with his supporters across the 57 local government areas and local council development areas of the state. The meeting drew party faithful, ward leaders, youth groups, and women mobilizers is aimed at consolidating his support based ahead of the forthcoming APC primary election.
The importance of this gathering is for us to communicate to Lagos State, to the leadership, both at the local government, at the state, and at the federal level, that the people are speaking, and their language seems to be very, very strong, and we understand what they want, and that's why you can see over here, these are just members of the leadership of SMA movement from the 376 ward of Lagos State, and everybody has come here to reassure us that they are solidly behind SMA. What we are saying is that the leadership should allow the best foods, to be put forward. And how do you know the best foods? If you don't make activities, you don't create exercise, you don't know which of your food is more active. So what we're saying is that for everybody that has bought the form, let them come into the field, show their strength, and whoever wins the election, everybody will rally behind that person. So that is the only way the party can know who is the best that can deliver the vote. You can see from here that we have the support across every nook and cranny of Lagos State. And what we are saying is that we are ready for the primaries, we are preparing for the primaries. Nothing is going to stop us unless if our father, President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu says, okay, don't go ahead, this is the assignment I'm giving to you. That is the only time we can put a stop to our aspiration.
Being able to mobilize across the whole state, across the 5 division, not only across the LGA, all the 20 and 37 local governments in Lagos State. So this is the representative of the grassroots movement in Lagos, and we have just started by this meeting now. So from here, we are also taking it to other divisions and other venues across Lagos State.
And just before we go, let's tell you that the People's Democratic Party, PDP, is stepping up preparations for the 2027 elections with the unveiling of its presidential aspirant, insisting that the party is open for members desiring to contest any political office. Addressing journalists after the unveiling, the presidential aspirant, Senator Sunday Ono, says Nigerians should be allowed to choose who they want, as the PDP will go into the contest in 2027.
That are willing to contest for any position.
And that's reports from the PDP presidential aspirant. Does it for us here on this hour of Lunchtime Politics. On behalf of the production team and everyone here, I am Kelly Egiga, and you have just been served on Lunchtime Politics. Good afternoon.